the B show. It's a big bad B show tonight. Yeah, well, it's the B show. Crank it up, turn on them lights. Turn them on there. Get ready to download something that you never know. You won't see it coming, but I promise you'll know. It's the B show.
It's the B show, and I'm joined with the idiot.
Hi.
And we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about is a show that was all over the place, and a show really I can't really describe.
Well, I can think of a way to describe it. Uncooked.
Uncensored.
Unlive. Raw.
We're gonna talk about this Raw, and we're gonna review it. This is my Raw breakdown podcast about Raw.
This is a breakdown for which Raw is it, Joe?
The August 2nd, 1993 episode of Raw, which was alright, but when I talk about Raw, I gave this match actually here 3 3/4 stars.
3 3/4 stars? Why so low?
And I thought this match here could have improved because the way their psychology was and the way they did these moves.
Okay, I guess the people don't get enough Brian Alvarez, so you've got to give him your wonderful imitation of him, so.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the August 2nd, 1993 Raw.
August 2nd, 1993, uncooked, unedited. What's the first thing? That's the first thing they say, because remember, they could never get it right, too.
Right. It was uncensored, uncooked, and uncensored, uncooked, and I don't remember. What was the third one?
I can't remember either. And actually, Macho Man didn't always remember, or Vince. So, we're par for the course on this.
Right. We were talking about off the air that we thought Raw, the first few months of Raw, wasn't that good, really. Obviously, duh. But as it went on, it actually improved. Would you say that so?
Yeah. The thing I was saying was I thought that the early episodes of Raw, it felt like everybody was trying too hard. In the Rob Bartlett era, and I don't necessarily blame him, but it seemed like they were always trying too hard to make the show unpredictable, and they would just do silly stuff for no reason at all, just
right.
Say it was live.
I never really liked Raw. Saying like maybe in the Attitude Era, 96, 97 Raw, I thought it was alright, but at this time, I hated Raw, and I really watched WCW 93, 94, really. I don't know. I thought Raw was a joke.
I couldn't agree with you more in that WCW was way better during this era, but to be fair to Raw, the only thing I'll say is it probably was something better than primetime wrestling, which had run its course at that point, and it become the panel show, and that was pretty dull sometimes.
Right. That is true. You're right. Remember it became the all-new primetime in 91. That's when it jumped the shark.
Yeah, it became a talk show. The good thing about that was Jameson was on it a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that whenever that happened, that's when the show jumped the shark.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah.
So I think Monday Night Raw represented an improvement over that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about this.
It took them a while to find their footing, and the early episodes don't have it.
Right. That's true. Okay.
And look at the bingo hall they were recording in.
We're going to get to that. My God. All right. Let's get to it. Actually, you know what? Let's take a commercial break real quick with Lord Alfred, and then we'll come back and review this Raw, all right?
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
we're back, and we're going to talk about the August 2nd, 1993 Raw. Boy, this show, okay.
This had some stuff, though. This did have some stuff.
Yeah, okay. So Vince introduces the show. Vince goes, "We are live here at the Alexandria Bay Rec Center." A fucking rec center, alright? Then
He goes on how beautiful the place is.
yeah, and which the building looks like shit. This building looks terrible.
It's a small house, we'll put it that way. It looks like you're watching. It looks like you're watching Smoky Mountain. I think Smoky Mountain has more people in their building.
Yeah, and they have more people in their building, and with Smoky Mountain crowd's always very lively and into it. This crowd at this airplane hangar was dead. Like fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been, because there was actually a lot of stuff on this show.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I went to historyofwwe.com to see how many people were in attendance. It said 1,000. I thought, no fucking way was there 1,000 people.
I believe it, because it's like, I mean, it's, all right.
You believe that there's 1,000?
Like it's inflated a bit, but it's like indie show type numbers in this place.
Yeah, I thought it was like at least 500 or 600.
Well, if you count the wrestlers and the cameramen and everything, it probably comes up to about 100. They papered it.
Yeah.
You're playing the role of Meltzer, though, and you figure it's work figures.
Yeah, but the Alexandria Bay Rec Center. Why the fuck would they go there? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe they gave Vince a break, maybe vacations there or something.
They said it was near Niagara Falls, so maybe.
Yeah, slowly I turn, inch by inch, step by step, yard by yard.
So anyways, we have a match. It's the Steiners versus Dwayne Gill and Barry Horowitz. And I'm telling you, the Steiners, they're known to be stiff, but man, they took it to these jobbers, man. They beat the crap out of them, seriously. And
to be fair, though, this is the creme de la creme of jobbers. This is Barry Horowitz, probably during the height of his career. I mean, fresh off his run as the winner, Barry Horowitz in Global, having won a match.
Mm-hmm.
So Horowitz, this is prime Horowitz. This is, prime jobber meat for the Steiners to Steinerize, if you will.
And anyways, they beat the crap out of those guys, and then no, it was a quick match, and the Steiners won, of course. But I noticed when Scott did the Frankensteiner, like, Scott is the best guy I've ever seen do the Frankensteiner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they invented the move, and everybody does the Hurricane Rana and crap, and they don't even use it, do it right. But I would say Scott Steiner is the only person ever do the Frankensteiner correctly.
Well, yeah, I'd agree. I mean, he invented it.
Right. But how many times do you see people do the move these days, and they don't even use it, do it right, or connect with it? But Scott Steiner.
No, but I mean, even Scott Steiner can't do the Frankensteiner like that anymore.
Well, yeah, not now, but man, they were great at the time in '93.
Oh, the Steiners were too. I remember the Aftermaths had the biggest hard-on for them. They were like the second coming of Road Warriors or something at that point. The Steiners were like the be-all end-all of tag teams during this period.
Too bad they're getting buried here. They're not even going to be at SummerSlam '93. I don't think they're about to they're about to be fired. So they pick up a win here.
We could see how well Vince was running the business at that time by the attendance.
Right. So Vince goes, well, we have a promo package, and we're going to find out who Lex Luger really is. Who is Lex Luger, they ask. Lex Luger sits down. He's like looking into the camera, like a sit-down interview. And he tells us about his dad. And he's like, my dad, did this, and he did that. And then Luger goes...
He insisted I got straight A's.
Yeah, he goes, Luger goes, I always got straight A's. He insisted on that. And then Luger, this is great. He goes... what made me well-rounded back when I was growing up was I was in the choir.
Yeah, he was in the chorus, and he said the other kids would laugh at me.
Yeah.
For singing in the chorus. So Lex Luger can sing?
I guess. Luger, and then how about this one? Luger is a man of many talents, though. He talked about playing football and all that stuff, and Luger goes, this is great. He goes, growing up, I was shy back in the day, and people would misconstrue my shyness for being rude, But, I never really talked to people, and even when I was in high school, I never asked a girl out on a date in high school.
Well, except the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Yeah, wasn't there? Exactly, yep. Whenever the girl asked him out, he was so nervous, and, he's just a shy guy, and that's just the way he is, really. But now he's broken out of his shell or some crap. It was a great interview,
Well, Frank actually, Frank, who sometimes is on the show, overheard this interview, and he suggested that maybe this had been like the psychological foundation for the narcissist gimmick. Maybe he was overcompensating from all those years of shyness, and people just mistook it as arrogance.
Right. Yeah. I thought the interview was pretty funny, actually. I wasn't funny, but I chuckled.
Oh, it was funny. I remember he even makes a couple of jokes at its expense afterwards, calling him the shy guy and stuff like that. This attempt to humanize Lex Luger, I don't know how well it worked, but it was pretty funny.
It was great. The only one thing I have to take away from this is, why is the camera, like, in his face, like, zoomed in on his eyes and zooms out and, like, shakes around and, like, what the fuck? What's up with the camera work?
I think it was because it was 1993 and they were trying to go for some kind of, like, 90s hip look for it or something, like a music video. I don't know.
So while Luger's talking about his father, the camera is, like, zoomed in on his, like, ear. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe they thought the interview would be more revealing if they show what was inside his ears or something. I don't know.
Okay. So, get this. Adam Bomb comes out with Johnny Polo, and Adam Bomb. He comes out to no fucking reaction. Like, the people in the airplane hangar, they just, like, look at him. Like, the crowd, they show crowd shots.
To be fair, that kind of happened a lot without a bomb.
Yeah. And they show crowd shots.
That wasn't the best gimmick in the world, exactly.
Right. They show these crowd shots, and these people look so bored. I swear to God.
Well, I mean, if you can see the people watching on TV, it'd be the same thing.
Right. And Adam Bomb just goes against Tony Roy, the jobber, and he just beats him up pretty bad, actually. And Adam Bomb botches a few moves and stuff, but he beat the shit out of this jobber. Did you think?
Yeah, the jobbers were taking quite a pounding during this show. And, of course, you got Johnny Polo, Raven on the outside. You mentioned the Steiner brothers. We talked about Vince McMahon wasting talent.
Yep.
I think Johnny Polo's always been a good example of that.
Yeah. And Johnny Polo here is coming out as a lacrosse player.
Yeah, a lacrosse player in Fiji or something like that, because he has his jungle helmet and his Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. So, Doink comes out. He's on a unicycle. He's going to face Randy Savage. Get this, Doink, who is Matt Bourne, you can tell in this match. It's a hell of a match. We'll break that down in a second. But Doink, as the best one, as Matt Bourne, you can tell, by the way.
The original. The real
right.
Doink. The only Doink.
So he comes out on a unicycle, and Savage, before, comes out, and Savage dedicates his match to Crush. He said, "This is for Crush. I hope Crush gets better. I'm gonna do this for Crush." And then not only that, but Savage then grabs a chair. But the chair that he grabs, it's like a bowling alley chair. It looks like those chairs that you see in like the Showboat Casino back in the day.
Yeah,
that's what he grabs.
Plastic chairs.
Yeah. So he grabs one of those, and he goes after Doink with it, and they have a pretty good match, actually. I expected... Actually, you know what? This exceeded my expectations. I thought this was going to be a bad match, but it was pretty good, and it could have been longer.
I thought the match was actually really good, and I thought the psychology was good. The in-ring performance by Doink, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Especially as he lost his paint as the match went on. That was a good touch, I thought.
But, I think that in this match that it could have been a pay-per-view match, really. It's kind of weird that they're just giving this away on Raw,
You would think that the tiny little crowd would be a little more on edge.
Right.
It was good.
And the people, the 100 people, a few hundred people here in the airplane hangar, Savage is in there. Savage is on Raw Wrestling, which is rare at the time. And the people in the airplane
yeah, I know.
hangar.
McMahon even says that.
Yeah.
It's a rare in-ring appearance on Raw by Randy Savage.
Yeah. But you figure that the people in the airplane hangar are like, holy shit, Macho Man's wrestling? No, this crowd's still dead. Like
I know, it was ridiculous, because this was a hell of a good match, too, and the psychology was really good and had lots of great gimmicks.
Mm-hmm. But nope, these people in this airplane hangar just no-sold it, so... You know, I was thinking, it's like, they could have just done this match at SummerSlam. I mean, SummerSlam was like 3 weeks away, what they were talking about, and it's like, well, fuck, they could have just had Doink and Savage, because think about it, Crush is still injured, and he's gone, and what the fuck did Doink do?
Again, because that might make sense, and Vince doesn't like to do things that make a lot of sense during this era.
Yeah, I know, he's a fucking idiot. So, but Vince, how about this one? He says on commentary, no doubt Macho Man Randy Savage is a future WWF Hall of Famer.
I know, that struck me too. The other sad thing about this match is that both participants aren't still with us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But did you think that? Like, he goes, future Hall of Famer.
Neither is Crush.
That's right, yeah. I think WrestleMania, isn't WrestleMania 6 the WrestleMania where like 75% of the people at that WrestleMania are no longer with us?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I want to say it was WrestleMania 6. No, I don't know. But, you know, the thing is, you can always look at that way and say that all these wrestlers are gone. But how many times do we watch Memphis, and when we watch Memphis, everybody's still with us?
Oh, I know. And NWA, before the recent death of Dusty, the NWA, we would watch that, and it was amazing how few. I think Tez Watley, when we watched those like 86 NWAs, was the only guy that wasn't with us at the time.
Right. But yeah, Memphis, I mean, hell, some of those guys are still working. Like, Lawler still works, and Dundee still works.
Yeah, Jimmy Valiant still does M&D shows, and he's been wrestling in the 60s.
Right. Isn't Chick Donovan still working?
I think he is.
Yeah. Wow.
Austin Idol?
Yep.
Austin Idol still does shows?
Yeah. Like, I love Chick Donovan, okay? He's the shit, okay?
He's a golden boy.
Yeah, I'm not knocking him, okay? But who the fuck would book Chick Donovan these days? Like, do you think the people that book, like, yeah, number one, you have to know who he is. Number two is, like, you have to book him on a show where people know who he is, right? Like, do you think, like, he's gonna show up at some indie show in front of a bunch of stupid marks and in front, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people doing catch spots and there's Chick Donovan.
I would pay to see that. I would certainly book Chick Donovan.
Yeah, I know, me too, but I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of midgets. Say there's midgets in the ring, and they're doing these, like, catch spots, and they're running around and then jumping around and shit, and there's Chick Donovan looking on, you know? You know, what the hell?
Chick Donovan's taking part in the catch spot.
Yeah. So think about that. Like, there's catch spots, or there's, you know, those spots they do where they're like a multi-man match where people are jumping around and like those jump spots, you know, that they do off the top rope. Not catch spots, but like jumping spots where they do like some sort of flip and they land on their feet and then they, you know, do some sort of drop kick, you know. There's Chick Donovan. Yeah. There's Chick Donovan, the golden boy, just sitting there. I picture just like shaking his head, you know.
There's Chick Donovan thinking, man, he should have been disqualified for jumping off the top rope.
Yeah. I mean, I love Chick Donovan and everything, but yeah, when was he Memphis champion? Like 81?
Yeah, because he beat Jimmy Hart and then had the title stripped from him because Jimmy Hart laid down for him.
Right. So
I think he might have been champion in Alabama once, and I think he held the title in Southwestern Championship Wrestling, the Blanchard promotion.
All right, okay. So, all right, well, you know, I'm not knocking him or anything, but let's just say that happened. But those are a lot of territories that are not even on the WWE network. So all these kids these days that want to see, you know, the Fresh Maker versus Kenny Omega, you know, they instead that indie show they see Chick Donovan.
Yeah, Chick Donovan versus Bobby Jaggers or something.
Yeah, Dundee shows up. Yeah, like Dundee shows up. Dundee shows up with like
a midget match. Great.
Yeah, Dundee shows up with shoe polish in his hair.
And his Elvis jumpsuit.
Yeah,
It's going to be a real good night tonight, Jimbo.
Now, that's what Wrestle Kingdom 11 was lacking. Wrestle Kingdom 11 should have had Dundee or fucking Chick Donovan in it.
Yeah.
But let's face it, though. Let's face it. We'll get back to Raw in 1 second, by the way. But people listening right now, why are they talking about Raw? I want to talk about Chick Donovan.
Why are you talking about Chick Donovan?
Yeah. Let's talk about Chick Donovan for a few more seconds. Would you, all right, you get the 6-star match that happened recently with Omega and the Freshmaker, all right?
Yeah.
Would you be more interested in Wrestle Kingdom 11 and that show if it was Chick Donovan involved?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, how many 6 stars did Andre the Giant and Ernie Ladd put on?
None.
But they put asses in seats every time.
Right, exactly. So maybe on that card, it should have been, you know what it should have been? It should have been the Freshmaker versus Lawler and Kenny Omega versus Chick Donovan with Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah. Because remember, couldn't you see the Freshmaker being part of the that group with Saito back in like 81? Was it Masafuchi, right?
Yeah, for Masafuchi and Mr. Onita.
Yeah, and they have the Freshmaker now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, with Tojo Yamamoto as the manager.
Yeah, They're going.
Chick Donovan could cut a promo. Tojo Yamamoto, Mr. Japanese, Mr. Oriental, or whatever you are.
All right, we gotta get back to this Raw because these people are clamoring. Why don't they talk about Raw? All right, we got to review another episode of Memphis somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I know. I think we're kind of doing it here because you have to get it out of our system. Get that Memphis bug. You understand?
You know what they should do is I heard on the news that these days at colleges that they have these places called safe places where people go there and they like suck on pacifiers and they have Play-Doh, Okay. They should have.
Have you been to one of those, Joe? It might be good for you.
No, they have them at colleges and they have them at workplaces and stuff. I'm not making it up.
Okay, I know. And you're not talking about daycare centers either.
No, I'm talking about for adults.
I know. So you're saying they should bump Chick Donovan matches at these safe places?
Yeah, at these safe places, they should have Memphis DVDs.
That would be awesome. They gotta have Chick Donovan joins the First Family, where Jimmy Hart comes out there and sings, "We are family." Wayne, Kevin, Chick, and Jimmy.
I mean, that was great. That should happen, but I don't know. These days with the therapy dogs and everything, the way things are these days.
Yeah, I went to one of those therapy dogs, and I didn't feel he was very responsive. I sat there on the couch and tried to tell him about my mother and things like that, but didn't take a thing down. Didn't even schedule me for next week.
Wow. Did he lick the floor?
No, I didn't get any good, prescription drugs off him either. I was hoping for some of those heartworm pills.
Yeah, shit. Oh, God. Back to this Raw for a second. So anyways, Savage and Doink have a pretty damn good match, okay? Then, the finish, though, was pretty stupid, okay? I mean, I like the match and everything, but Vince obviously booked this finish. Savage goes underneath the ring. From the other end of the ring comes out the Macho Midget. The Macho Midget stands there and distracts Doink, and Savage gets the win. Couldn't Savage just beat him? Like this Macho Midget thing, I'm sure Vince thought was the greatest thing ever.
All right, I agree the Macho Midget, the Macho Man out-doinks Doink, as McMahon puts it. I agree it was gimmicky, but I thought it was well worked. I thought Doink's reaction, where he was initially amused by the Macho Midget, was well sold. I thought, given the way the guys worked it, it was fairly unpredictable. And I actually thought, with a good crowd, that would have probably got a big pop, because it was amusing. But this is the airplane hangar.
Yeah, the airplane hangar, they're just whatever. They don't care. So the midget did bite Doink. Savage then lifted the Macho Midget over his shoulders and they celebrated. They they show some footage of
he was Elizabeth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was. Did you notice that? That was pretty funny, the way he picked him up. It's kind of weird.
Hey, Bet. And the Macho Midget bites on his finger and goes, "Hey, Bet, Doink on the keister."
Yeah. They show footage of 1-2-3 Kid beating Ted DiBiase. That's great. That's what you want to see. So they call Ted DiBiase, and Ted DiBiase hangs up on him, okay?
That actually I thought was the best part of the Raw, because anything with DiBiase always makes my day.
Yeah, okay, well, I thought this is another good part of Raw right here. It's Jim Cornette's WWE debut. So Heenan introduces him. He comes out, and Heenan was putting him over. And I was thinking, it's like, Heenan and Cornette are pretty good friends to this day, and they talk all the time, and then they seem like they knew each other here, but I was wondering, did they ever work with each other before the WWE?
He says that Heenan had done some stuff in Smoky Mountain. But beyond that, I'm not sure that they did, because, I mean, Cornette started in Memphis in, like, 82.
Right.
And Heenan was pretty much locked up in, like, the AWA in Georgia and a few places like that then. And then Heenan went to WWF, and I don't know, Cornette went from Memphis to Mid-South, and then, NWA. So I don't know if they'd actually had worked together unless Heenan, as they say in the Raw, had done some stuff in Smoky Mountain, which is possible.
Right, because they had a lot of people there in Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, they were already doing that sort of Memphis-type invasion, weren't they?
Yeah, So, anyways, Cornette says on his promo that he's done everything outside the WWE. Now he's in the WWE, and, he started Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and there, he's got the greatest tag team ever. He's got the Heavenly Bodies, and the Heavenly Bodies, they're going to come here and the WWE, and they're going to wreak havoc, and then he challenges the Steiners. He says, Steiners, it's going to be the Heavenly Bodies versus you guys, and, it's going to be great, so fuck you, He didn't say it like that, but that's like the gist of what he said,
Well, hug it out, him and Heenan, and the airplane hangar musters as many boos as they can, which isn't as much as the occasion deserves.
Yeah, and then Cornette says he's got more surprises on the way, so I guess he's hinting at him managing Yokozuna, because that's going to happen soon.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what does Cornette these days think of Yokozuna? I know Yokozuna's been gone for a long time, but I never really hear him say anything about it, managing the WWE champion. I mean, he pretty much walks in the WWE and manages the champion. I mean, that's pretty big.
I think the only thing he said about it was that they put him there because Yokozuna needed a better mouthpiece.
Right. Because Fuji,
Fuji, at least the character didn't speak English very well.
Right. But, so, I mean, I love Fuji and everything, so he really wasn't that great on promos, but, I mean, Cornette walks in WWE and pretty much is going to be managing the champion. I mean, he's never really said anything about Yoko. Like, normally he's very outspoken and shits on people and shits on things or puts things over. Yoko wasn't the greatest in the ring, but never really said anything about Yoko or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about their time together, Cornette and Yoko.
Yeah, neither do I. So, anyways, we have the main event match, which is ridiculous. This is the main event. Mr. Perfect went against a jobber. Didn't get the jobber's name, but Mr. Perfect was like, fuck this, okay? So he whips the jobber across the rope and just, like, chops the living shit out of this jobber. Literally. Did you see that? Like, literally, like, this was, like, one of the stiffest jobs I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, like I said, the jobbers were really getting the shit beat out of them in this episode.
Yeah. Then he picks him up, this jobber, and gives him a huge, like, back suplex. Like, the jobber, like, landed right on his neck. So, anyways, McMahon then says on commentary that Cornette is leaving Smoky Mountain. He's not going to be there anymore, because of the whole thing with what's going on with him and the Armstrongs. So he's going to be here now, and we better watch out what this Cornette dude is going to do, because, he's crazy or whatever. Then Mr. Perfect, this is great. Mr. Perfect is kind of getting frustrated with his jobber for not selling or whatever. So Mr. Perfect walks over to his jobber in the ring and just tears his tights off. Did you see that?
No, I missed that.
He tears the tights of the jobber, yeah. And then he just...
My mind must have blotted that out.
Yeah. So then he just gives him a perfect plex and perfect picks up another win. Really, they're not really doing anything with perfect at this time, really. I mean, especially in like August of '93. I mean, what the fuck is he doing? Really nothing, really. He's on commentary on Superstars.
The whole match is just kind of an afterthought because it's still like in that, the Cornette and Heenan thing has gone on, and Cornette and Heenan are both on commentary. So the Mr. Perfect thing is pretty much just background stuff.
Right.
Well, they hype the fact that, we mentioned you've never seen Cornette before in WWF TV, but for me, the big shocker is hearing Vince McMahon talk about the Rock and Roll Express.
Right, I know, exactly. So, they show some Lex Express footage. Some spliced in stuff, and Lex Luger's on the move, they say. The Lex Express is on the move. Last week, actually, just the other day, the Lex Express was in Erie, Pennsylvania. And it shows Lex doing all kinds of community work and stuff. It was great. I love it. And they say next week...
Yeah, Lex does his radio interview. He takes off his shirt and poses with some fans,
Yeah. And they say next week, on the next episode of Raw, Lex will be here on contract signing, and the Yokozuna contract signing. So, obviously, they taped many episodes in this airplane hangar. So, I wonder what Luger's reaction will be. I mean, people just sat through a Raw. Now they're going to sit through another one, and the whole Lex Express thing moves into the... What the fuck was this called again? The Alexandria Bay Rec Center.
Yeah, I'm sure that crowd would have been hot. Probably, I've always wondered if there's anybody out there that went to the Lex Express, because I'd like to hear some firsthand stories of what it was like, because they hyped it so much on WWF TV. But I mean, how many stops did the thing actually make?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it was probably just a glorified way for Luger to travel between Raws and house shows and stuff.
Yeah, but I heard Luger didn't like being on the bus.
Really, you felt the prisoner of the Lex Express?
Yep. Uh-huh. So, I know.
I don't know.
Isn't that crazy? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll be right back with song requests.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. When you have a sore throat, a cough, or a stuffy nose, come to the halls of medicine. To feel better fast, use Halls. For fast relief of acid indigestion, use 1,000 milligram strong, extra strength Rolaids, the only antacid in an assortment of mint flavors. Yipe Stripes, fruit stripe gum, 4 fruity juicy flavors. Share, dare, chew it, blow it. It's Yipe Stripes, fruit stripes regular and bubble gum.
We're back. Song request time. I got a good one. About Luger and the Lex Express. You want to know what it is?
Okay.
It is Prisoner of the Highway by Ronnie Millsap.
Oh, that's a good one. That's so good, it makes me wish I had something better.
Yeah, what do you have?
I don't know. The only thing I was thinking of is, it's not even a country song. Is That's the Way, I Like It, for Doink.
Oh, yeah, Doink's last tweet. Okay, for those that don't know, when Doink passed away a few years ago, I was out seeing you and everything, and out there having a good time, and Doink passes away. But literally, last message from Doink was Doink's last tweet. And Doink's last tweet was him basically redoing the lyrics to That's the Way I Like It to include hanging out with his friends in the summertime. He's like, it's gonna get hot this year and this summer, but that's the way I like it.
And that was Doink's last tweet.
That was great. I love Doink's last tweet. That is like the fight. And then Frank goes, Joe. This was the final message. The final message from the fingertips of the Doinkster.
I think that's exactly how McMahon would have put it.
Yep. Doink. Oh, my man. Whenever Matt Bourne left, that's when Doink really went downhill.
Yeah. When he had Doink and Dink and the other midgets.
Yeah.
Remember when Lawler had his midgets too?
Yeah.
Face Doink versus Lawler.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't it happen in Survivor Series in '93? Is that right? No.
Yeah, I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
Jumps the shark?
No, it doesn't, because the King was supposed to have his kings and the midgets or whatever versus the Hearts. And then King is gets on trial for molesting a 13-year-old girl. So Shawn Michaels actually replaces Lawler. So it must have happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because Lawler shows up, and then he has his legal trouble, so he goes away for a little while.
Right. So it must be Survivor Series 94 is the one we're thinking about with Doinks and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You figured it out. I'm sure somebody out there knows it better than we do, but hey, we're too busy figuring out, when Chick Donovan held the Memphis title.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm more concerned about is Chick Donovan.
The only thing I'm really concerned about is Chick Donovan.
I know. Chick Donovan is the shit, let's face it. Is he better than...
We should do a Chick Donovan tribute episode.
We should. Maybe do the episode where Chick Donovan joined the First Family. Yeah. Well, that'll be it for this episode of the B Show, and you can go on over to doorstopnation.com. We got more stuff on there, and the Variety Hour, of course, that's doing good. It's on iTunes and all that stuff, so check that out if you get a chance to do that. And maybe we can give away a few things. Who knows? You never know these days, right?
You never know, because that's the way, we like it.